It says it's live over here.
Yep, hold on a second. It says setting up the meeting for YouTube Live. And we're good. Okay, and now we're live and back on the record. And Mr. Stewart, you wanted to be heard then regarding Ms. Brandt?
Well, I think that, as I said, she was doing very well before. She tells me that they tossed her out of the program. She can tell us why, that she was in at the moment, and she didn't know how to get hold of anyone or me or anyone, like that, which resulted in a bench warrant when she didn't appear. I know I had trouble getting messages to her at the facility she was in. They wanted to pretend like she wasn't there. It was supposed to be confidential that she was there, and I would try to leave messages for her, and I was not very successful in doing that. And so she didn't know how to contact me, and I did not know how to contact her because that was the only place I knew for her to be. Um, she was at the time we had her set up to go into drug court. I believe she had a plea offer to plead to count two, and with no upfront jail and going into drug court, they were going to dismiss some other charges she had. So that's about where I'm at right now. I think it would be up to Chevelle to sort of reassure us that if she were released on PR bond, I don't think she could come up with anything else. If she be up to her to convince us that she'd be okay and would and have a place to stay and would be able to return to for the next court appearance.
Okay, did the people wish to be heard?
Your Honor, that was my only concern. I just looked back in, the fall of 2019, we're looking into a drug court resolution. My concern is when we have defendants, this is not the first time, with known drug issues, and then they go, AWOL for 6 months, 7 months, what's going on in the meantime? So with what's going on, it's not that I oppose a bond, but I'm deeply concerned that if we let her out, we're not going to find her again, because it's really difficult to be out with an addiction issue and trying to get in a drug court, especially in times like these. So that's my only concern.
Okay, so Mr. Stewart, can I just inquire directly of your client?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, Ms. Brandt, so where have you been living during this time?
The address that I have given here at the jail is the address that I've been residing at, which is the 5716 Richwood Street. That is where I've been residing at. And I don't know how else to guarantee to you guys that that's where I'm going to be, but that's where I'm going to be. I don't really have any other option as it is, so.
Let me go over that again. Did you say 5716 Ridgewood Street?
Richwood, R-I-C-H. Yes, Richwood Street. They're apartments.
How long have you been living there?
I have been staying there for almost, I want to say 6 months or so now.
Is that in Lansing?
Yes, it is. Lansing, Michigan.
Okay.
And it's apartment 106. I'm sorry.
Is there a phone there?
There's no house phone, but I do have a cell phone.
What's that?
517-312-5278.
And who do you live there with?
It's a person, I don't know his last name, but I know his first name, John. It's his apartment.
And you don't know his last name? I don't know his last name.
No, I don't know his last name. I've never actually asked him his last name.
So obviously you're not on the lease or anything, you're just staying
No, I am
there.
not. Yeah, I'm just staying there. You're right, correct.
Okay. You were in a program, is that right? A substance
I went to rehab. I was in rehab. I went from rehab to Rise. Rise had booted me from their program. It wasn't anything I did because I dropped clean, and I was having issues with another person in my home, and I ended up being the one that got the short end of the stick and got booted. Well, from that time on, this is where I was.
Okay.
And I had no clue how to get in contact with anybody. Rice still has all my property. They have my clothes, my everything. They still have everything.
And if I were to let you out on bond, and
Yes,
as a
ma'am.
condition of bond, if you had to do drug testing, would you test clean?
No, ma'am, I would not at this moment. I'm not gonna
You
lie
said
to you. No, right now. At this time, no, I would not draw clean. I'm not gonna deny that or lie to you about that. No, I would
I
not.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. So while you've been out, you've been using?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I
But
didn't
that-
start using it till a couple months later, but I did start using, yes.
Okay. Do you go to any treatment programs, on your
Um,
own or?
Well, I've been doing some NAs, but I don't really know what to do at this time, honestly, especially with this COVID going on or whatever it's called. That scares me. So other than that, other than meetings, I haven't done anything, no.
What controlled substance do you
Methamphetamines. Methamphetamines.
Okay. I'll go back to the people and ask if you have any further input now that we have more information.
No, Your Honor, just the same concerns, but I guess if a condition of bond is testing, but without support, it's a concern, of course.
I would continue to do testing if that's okay.
I know, but if you drop dirty, then they're just it's gonna come right back to me and they're gonna say, do you want to issue a warrant and have her picked up again? And I don't want to go through that circle, and I don't want you to go through that.
Right. What if I were to go back to rehab? Would that change things?
I'd feel a lot better, but are you going to do that? Can you do that?
I don't know that I can or how, but I would like to. I mean, that would be something I'm willing to do. I don't know. Sitting at this point, I don't know what I can do to get me there, honestly, because I'm locked behind a cell right now. So there's nothing I can do other than try to talk to somebody. And that's, who knows, with what's going on, who knows. I'm still sitting in quarantine right now. Now, if I were to be able to get out and set it, would I be able to say, if I were to promise that I'd set it up, and would that be something that's possible? I don't know how it would work. I don't know.
I'm a little hesitant about that, Ms. Brandt, to tell you the honest truth. I mean, methamphetamine is a very dangerous, and I mean, to say it's highly addictive sounds redundant because,
Right.
all these controlled substances all are, but that's a very dangerous drug. And,
Yes, ma'am.
I think you'd really have your hands full being out there on your own. And the problem
Being in here isn't helping
additionally-
either, though.
I understand that. I mean, we're all sort of scared about what's going on, but I think the jail's doing
Terrified.
everything they can to keep everybody safe, and that's why you're in quarantine, to make sure that you're okay.
I don't think that
And I
that's going to
just-
stop anybody from getting it, though. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Well, it's a heck of a lot better than you out on the street or living in John's apartment. So I'll tell you, I'm not prepared to grant a new bond at this time. I have too many concerns. And then added to the problem is that with the circumstances as they are, Ms. Brandt, there's a lot of treatment programs that aren't taking people, they're not functioning. So, we have that too. So I
How would I
am
go about it then?
declining to grant a new bond. I will potentially revisit the issue if we can set this for a couple of weeks for a pretrial conference. And maybe
I don't know
we
what that
can
means.
gather some more information at that time and have a more viable option rather than having you sit in jail. But I think right now the only place I'm comfortable is to have you stay put. So again, denying a bond at this time, subject to
so
further.
what does that mean?
Pardon me?
What does that mean for me? Like, what do I have to do on my part to be able to make it happen? Like, do I need to get in
I'm
contact
gonna-
with rehabs or what?
I'm gonna ask your lawyer to do some work on your behalf and
Okay.
maybe look into some place where you could go, where I could feel like you're safe and the community is safe as well, and
Okay.
that you can have some support instead of just throwing you out there and saying, don't use
Yeah.
nothing, which I think is somewhat unrealistic, okay?
It is. I agree.
All right, we'll set this matter in 2 or 3 weeks for a pretrial conference, and then
Okay.
we'll take this up again if we need to. All
Okay,
right? Then
All
that'll
right, thank you.
conclude your, Ms. Brandt.
thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm done here, do I,
Yeah, you can tell them at the jail you're all set.
okay,